You are not going to sit here and try to disparage that man, saying that somehow or another, Mr. Burgess represented to you that obstructing a case in this fashion was a legal way to proceed. I'm not going to believe it, and I'm not going to hear you. Courthouse case, People versus Larry Lee.
Right from the opening seconds, the tension is electric. The judge isn't calm, isn't measured, he's furious. And when a judge starts court already on fire, you know something explosive is about to unfold. This isn't a normal hearing. It's a powder keg about to blow, with Larry Lee at the very center.
All right, go ahead. What are we doing?
Well, Your Honor, a few things. First of all, I've been in communication with Mr. Burgess and Mr. Arabo, who is representing the victim of the case, Mr. Quasny. Apparently, Mr. Lee called Mr. Arabo and offered to, in exchange, there's a pending case where Mr. Quasny is the defendant of an AMV against Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee contacted Mr. Arabo and offered to essentially not testify in that case if Mr. Quasny agreed not to testify in this case. There are statements that are essentially saying, in exchange for Mr. Quasny, victim in this case, not testifying, I will also not testify. That is highly concerning, of course. I was given this information yesterday. I asked Mr. Arabo to forward that call to myself, Mr. Burgess, and the officer in charge because we want it documented for potential additional charges. But this all transpired yesterday. We got the recording as of this morning. With that said, of course, I think it's appropriate to have an adjournment. Mr. Burgess agrees.
The case kicks off with shocking allegations. Larry Lee is accused of witness tampering, but not in a subtle way. He allegedly tried to cut a deal with the victim's attorney. You don't testify against me, and I won't testify against you. That's not clever negotiation. That's obstruction of justice, pure and simple.
Is urging, enticing, or in some other way interfering with testimony of witnesses in this case?
Well, I can't agree to that characterization because I haven't heard it. I don't know.
Well, you want to listen to, because that's what I'm being told.
But yes, I understand. I understand that is what's being presented. I also want to indicate that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Mr. Lee has indicated to me some things. I have advised him to be careful of what he would want to say to Your Honor, but he seems to feel that he needed to make that phone call because he wants to move to have Mr. Burgess removed and he wants to get a different attorney. Mr. Lee has indicated to me he also wants to address the court. I again did advise him I would not go into the content of that conversation as there could be.
The judge is stunned. This isn't legal maneuvering. It's a direct strike at the justice system itself. Imagine trying to delete a trial with a secret handshake. That's exactly how this sounds. The court can barely believe it, and Lee's boldness pushes the drama from strange to dangerous in seconds.
Yes, Judge, I indicated to, what's her name?
Ms. Rubio.
To Ms. Rubio that for a little bit over a month, I contacted my attorney, Mr. Burgess, and I instructed him to contact the lawyers from both sides, the prosecution and the other side that represented Mr. Quasny, and I instructed him to offer a plea or to negotiate some sort of settlement, and he indicated that he would do that. He indicated that he had done that. He indicated that he had reached out to Mr. Arabo and the prosecutor regarding making some sort of plea agreement. Him and I discussed what that could be. And so now, fast forward, yesterday, I contacted Mr. Burgess and I said, hey, have you reached out or have you heard anything from Mr. Arabo and the prosecutor? He said, and he indicated that he had not heard anything and that he had reached out to both attorneys multiple times. I knew that to be a lie. I suspected that to be a lie. And I knew that if I were to have him or to ask you to have him removed or substituted, that I would have to prove under Strickland versus Washington that
I don't know. Are you a lawyer?
was,
Mr. Lee, no. To my knowledge, no.
so I knew that I had to prove that he was ineffective.
Lee does something jaw-dropping. He admits he recorded the call himself, not to hide evidence, but to prove his lawyer was lying. Instead of protecting himself, he puts his entire defense at risk. At this point, it's hard to know if he's being bold, reckless, or completely self-destructive.
In his case, if Mr. Consley agrees not to testify in this case.
So I have the text messages.
Further false statements are made to the court, which is not necessarily a problem for me, but I want to make sure that Mr. Lee's rights are preserved.
I have the text
He
messages.
might want to listen.
You don't know what? That's the third time you've done it. You're gone. Mr. Allen, take him. You better get Mr. Burgess down here because I want to hear those calls because if he's interfered with it, that's going to be a whole other issue.
I will try to reach him, but I know he is in Lansing, so I'm not certain.
Well, even if he appears, has Mr. Burgess heard the calls?
I don't know, Your Honor. They were sent this morning. I asked Mr. Arabo to send them right away yesterday, and we received them this morning. Mr. Arabo can also be available via Zoom if necessary.
All right.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know that what I'm hearing is extremely disturbing.
I completely understand that, Your
And
Honor.
so I'm gonna give an opportunity for the defense to give me some explanation, but I'm inclined at this point, I'm gonna hold him in custody. I'm inclined at this point to revoke his bond.
I understand.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The victim's attorney confirms everything, saying he didn't even expect the call but recorded it once he realized what was happening. Suddenly, he's not just a lawyer, he's a witness. That twist makes the situation spiral further, painting Lee into a corner with no way out and no one left to trust.
In this case,
No.
No,
an
Your Honor.
attorney.
It's with Mr. Arabo, who's attorney for the victim.
All right. And basically offering to not provide testimony in another case if his client doesn't provide testimony in this criminal proceeding.
That is how I would characterize it, Your Honor. If Mr. Arabo has additional information or different information, he's welcome to.
Yes. Mr.
Yeah, just to clarify the record, that's a portion of a phone call because I didn't anticipate to record the entire thing. I didn't know who was calling me. And then once I realized what this was, which is an attempt to extort and use this other case that he filed against the victim in this matter to use as leverage to have this conversation at a future point in time, I was quick enough to get on my computer and record it so that the court is aware of what's going on in the matter where I represent Mr. Kwasny, who's the victim in this matter, which is...
The judge listens to the recording, and her patience evaporates. The message is crystal clear. This was witness tampering. Bond is revoked on the spot. The courtroom atmosphere shifts instantly. Silence, shock, and the realization that Lee just went from defendant to jail inmate with one reckless decision.
I've listened to the recording. I'm not going to say there's an over-exaggeration or an under-exaggeration. I mean, I think it's relatively clear when somebody very clearly points out an exchange or quid pro quo regarding me not testifying and this other person not testifying, and that is the exchange. I don't know that you get a clearer indication of somebody that is attempting, and especially when they circumvent their attorney, of somebody trying to sort of tamper with and obstruct a case. It couldn't be clearer. I mean, and quite frankly, I don't think there's any design to necessarily frost it over or anything along those lines. I think the idea or what Mr. Lee is saying about what Mr. Burgess wouldn't do is quite frankly just a ruse to hide his own desire to have the exchange that he was speaking with counsel about. Given that, and the court having heard that, with reference to this case, the defendant's bond is hereby ordered revoked based upon.
But Lee can't stop talking. He tries to shift blame, suggesting his own lawyer encouraged this plan. The judge cuts him off sharply. You're not going to disparage that man. In that moment, every ounce of credibility Lee had crumbles. This isn't defense strategy anymore. It's sabotage against himself.
That bond violation.
Your Honor, can I just raise two issues? Before all of this happened, Mr. Lee expressed to me and attempted to express to the court his, as I'm sure the court has gleaned, his displeasure with Mr. Burgess. So I do think given some of Mr. Lee's allegations against Mr. Burgess, it may be best if someone else is appointed to the case. I know he doesn't want Mr. Burgess.
And that's fine. I don't know whether or not he doesn't want Mr. Burgess or not, because I think, as I'm indicating, I think that notion of Mr. Burgess not doing something and then his checking is simply for him to try to get the message that I want this quid pro quo, this exchange.
And I'm not accusing Mr. Burgess of anything. I'm just trying to represent what Mr. Lee has told
and
me.
I understand that.
And Mr. Lee is
I think
about jumping out of his skin trying to talk, just so you know.
And so when you talk to Mr. Burgess, if Mr. Burgess, if he believes that that's the appropriate step, he can bring that motion before this court and the court will hear it in the day that I'm on. Mr. Lee, I will let you talk in a moment, but I'm going to finish this. Revoking your bond because of what is a clear violation of the bond regarding, I think it's an attempt to try to get indirect contact as well as obstruct these proceedings. Because that was accomplished in the manner it was, and I'm not sure that I can trust you with reference to no contacts and the like. We're at least going to get through this. I am going to, subject to a hearing, defendant's phone privileges for the jailer also. What did you wish to say, sir?
The thing that my substitute attorney here didn't convey to you was that I told her that I have the evidence with me in hand, that my attorney, Mr. Burgess, was the one that actually said that this was a legal way that we can go about it. And no, I'm not.
You know what, Mr. You might as well stop right now.
I have the text.
Because no, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if you're misunderstanding something or what, but you are not. Mr. Burgess has appeared before this court. You are not going to sit here and try to disparage that man, saying that somehow or another, Mr. Burgess represented to you that obstructing a case in this fashion was a legal way to proceed. I'm not going to believe it, and I'm not going to hear you. I'm going to hear you. I don't know how do you not understand what I'm telling you? Now, if you've got that information and you think that's what it says, you get it to counsel and the court will take a look at it. But you're not going to sit here and disparage that man. It is not going to happen. I'm done. Bond revoked. Take you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your wait and patience online.
No problem, Your Honor. Are you still on the record?
Pardon?
Are you still on the record? I'm not sure who this kid is or what he's capable of or what sort of messages he can get out to other people. But if the court could put a no contact order because somehow I've become a witness in this matter, I'd appreciate that.
A no contact with you?
Yep. I don't want to be contacted by any third parties. I want out of this thing and I want to be done with it. Didn't ask to be here.
I will add that no contact provision. And
Get one of those, Your Honor.
but counsel, why don't you let us know how you really feel? All right. We'll take care of that. I
think the courtroom's been through enough today. Thank you.
Finally, the victim's lawyer pleads for protection, asking for a no contact order. He wants out completely, refusing any further involvement. That says it all. When even the opposing attorney doesn't want to be tied to you, the case is beyond repair. The courtroom has had enough. Larry Lee just destroyed himself.